There's been a growing conversation about poverty in Buffalo, and New at 4 Western New Yorkers are not the only ones looking at the disparities. People from all over the country are in town this week talking to Buffalo residents about justice and opportunity. News 4's Allie Ingersoll is on the city's east side with the story.
National researchers are turning their sights to Buffalo, beginning conversations with people living on the city's east side, an area they say hasn't been hit yet by the resurgence happening in the city. Dr. D'Artagnan Scorza is the founder of the Social Justice Learning Institute in California. He's in town for part of Open Buffalo's Justice and Opportunity Week.
In order to fully understand how to transform when I say the material conditions, I mean the daily lived experiences that folk have.
Dr. Scorza was born and raised in an area similar to Buffalo, with demographics that have a minority majority, where a good portion of the minority community lives below the poverty line. He says while he's here, he's seen a lot of interest from people in Buffalo wanting to change the narrative, and during that process, change their communities.
There's a deep level of interest amongst community members who recognize that there have been historical disparities traditionally between communities of color and more affluent communities, and want to do something about it.
He says cities like ours need to work together to work through disparities and create equality.
Without being able to balance out those dynamics, we're going to continue to see these cycles of poverty replicated in many communities.
Dr. Scorza says Buffalo really isn't different than many other cities he's studied. He says what can set the city apart is the policies they put into place. He says they have to be all-inclusive so that everyone can move forward during this resurgence. Reporting on the east side, Allie Ingersoll, News 4.